If you're heading to the airport anytime soon, using a standard driver's license as your ID will no longer fly when you get to security.
After years of delays, the government is finally enforcing real ID requirements. WKYT's Lucy Cole is at Bluegrass Airport explaining what that means for travelers.
Well, we have been telling people for weeks and weeks now that May 7th is the deadline, to make sure that you have got that real ID handy before it is enforced here. TSA has said that 19% of people nationwide do not have the real ID. That makes 30% of all Kentucky travelers that don't have the real ID as well. We caught up with a couple of travelers here at Bluegrass Airport to see if they've got the star on their ID. Big question of the day, do you have your real ID or not?
I do, yep.
I do. He's got his passport.
I do not have the real ID.
I do. My dad actually has it.
Yes, we do.
We have had our real ID for a long time, for many years.
These are some of the first travelers making their way through brand new security measures being enforced by the federal government for the first time today. A standard ID won't cut it anymore. To board domestic flights, you need a real ID.
My feeling is that more than the airports are going to be requiring it in more places.
TSA says the updated identification is for enhanced security purposes. Without one, you can still fly, but only with a passport or a military ID. Those options will take longer to verify.
Real ID is a lot easier. I don't have to worry about losing my passport. I feel like that's definitely a big deal if you do that.
Some are using that loophole to skip the trip to the driver's licensing office.
I'd rather prefer using a passport because it covers all genres versus just having a real ID where it just covers our country.
Many people say they have it to avoid the lines, but fear people who don't will cause headache for everyone.
That's my biggest fear, is the lines getting really long from people that don't have it and having to go through the extra verification.
The most important thing to remember is for flyers to come here prepared.
Hi!
Whether that's with your patience pack to stand in longer lines or with your real ID in hand.
Get one. They're serious now, I think, yeah.
And if you don't have your real ID but still want to get one, you can do that by going to drive.ky.gov to find out where your regional driver's licensing office closest to you is going to be. When you go there, make sure that you've got your current ID or birth certificate, your social security card, and a proof of residency to make sure that process goes very smoothly, kind of like how these lines are at Bluegrass Airport. But for now, live in Lexington, I'm Lucy Cole with WKYT.
Also remember, a real ID will cost a little more than a standard ID. It costs $24 for a real ID that's valid for 4 years, $48 for one that is valid for 8 years.